curse when we're in traffic, a million flavors.
I'll never forget the night we met. We ended up going into the piano bar. We were out watching a football game, and Kyle was singing by the end of the night at the top of his lungs, Benny and the Jets. In one of my favorite movies, the lead character sings that song also. And I remember when I saw that movie, I thought, I'm gonna marry a guy like that.
After that night, it was, I think it was kind of a mutual thing. We exchanged texts. I remember she had a wedding in York, or no, actually Minnesota or York. But she was there and kind of exchanged texts. It was nice to meet you, you know, that whole awkwardness type of deal. We tried to set up as far as meeting, having dinner or something like that, but she worked at the hospital at nights. And out of the next 3 nights to meet, the only time we could meet was before she went to the hospital one night.
And it was a beautiful day. We sat outside in the patio at Panera and talked for 2 hours, and I really didn't want to go to work, but when I did, I had a smile on my face the whole time, so everyone knew that something was up, that I had been on a date, but they thought how funny that I went on a date before going into work for the overnight shift, so.
When we first started talking on the phone, I wasn't much of a runner. I mean, I played hockey, and so but when I got done with hockey, to try to stay in shape, I would run every once in a while. And when I used to live around Lake Zorinsky, it was about 7.5 miles full. And I remember when we first started talking, I was like, yo, yeah, last Saturday I ran around Lake Zorinsky. And she goes, how far is that? I'm like, oh, it's about, 7.5 miles.
So I thought, man, I really am gonna have to try to impress this guy here. So I signed up for a full marathon. I just committed, signed on the dotted line, and it was also for a great cause, for Team in Training with Leukemia Lymphoma Society. But we ended up, he joined right in with me, and you wouldn't think it since my legs are about half as long as his, but we ran every step of that training together and really spent some great quality time just getting to know each other. That was our best time talking and getting to know each other, was training for the marathons. And after the first marathon, the first 7 months of training through the snow and the winter in Nebraska, we ran in Disney World, and we signed up for 2 more. We just kept training together, and so we're kind of excited about we keep talking now about what our next marathon is going to be after we get through the wedding. So there's certain pet peeves that she doesn't pick up after herself, but I have the quality is I'm not like a OCD clean freak, but I am a tidy person. I don't like clutter. I don't like dishes out. Oh, my biggest pet peeve about Kyle would probably be his pet peeves about me, because he'll leave me like little notes about, oh, if I didn't rinse the food out of the sink good enough, he'll leave me a Post-it note, please rinse the food.
Like, I think she has 5 to 10 water cups around in her house, from 200 bedstand to in the bathroom to in the kitchen to in the office.
So I thought I was a neat freak until I met Kyle, and he really, as his friends would know, he loves Windex and he loves to clean so much that sometimes I just have to get him to relax and sit down and just enjoy time together instead of worrying about if there's some crumbs on the floor.
We have a good balance. She does the laundry and the cooking, and I do the mediocre work where I can clean up after her. So
I knew Kyle was the one when I met his friends and his family, and I could really see. I always said that was a really good judge of character, is the people that you surround yourself with. And the day I met Kyle's best friends, I just knew, and his family also, I just knew that they really defined him as a person, and he told me that his life was better with me in it than without. So that was when I knew that it was gonna happen.
Amanda is the most kind-hearted, sweetest person you'll ever meet. And there's no doubt in my mind that she makes my life so much better. She makes me such a better person. So when I realized that my life was so much better with her in it than not in it, then it was just a matter of when I was going to ask her.
We had gone ring shopping together. Well, he went by himself first, and he was really overwhelmed once they started talking clarity and color and style to him. And so he just said, I really want you to have a say in it, because this is what you're going to wear for the rest of your life. And we were both looking down in the case, and I said, ooh, I want to try that one on. And Kyle pointed out over here in the case that he really liked the ring over here. So the salesman came up, and he took those 2 out of the case and held them up, and he said, these are virtually the same ring. And then we just knew that was it.
I had the ring, and I was like, the perfect opportunity is something that she's not expecting. So I actually had the ring in my gym bag. We went to the gym together and worked out together. We were running on the treadmill, and I was like, you know, this is the time. I want to do this. This is right. I love this girl. And so we were all sweaty, running in our gym clothes, and swung by our lots, and we got out of a car, and there's like neighbors and kids around, and just everybody's like looking at us. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, there's a crowd there. But luckily our lot goes down like this in a hill, and I was like, hey honey, let's go check out our backyard, our future backyard.
And I'm looking around at the neighbor's landscaping, just looking around, taking it all in, looking at the view, and all of a sudden I turn around and he's on one knee. And I said, what are you doing? Is this happening right now? And yep, it was. So he totally caught me off guard. He had champagne waiting in the car.
And I had all these things I wanted to say to her mind, like, I was just like thinking, you know, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I got out on my knee, and the only words I could get out with a ring in my finger was, I love you, will you marry me? And she just started crying and sobbing, and so I proposed to her in the back of our future backyard together. So it was nerve-wracking. I thought I would say a lot more than I did, but I got out, I love you, will you marry me? So, and she accepted, so that's good.
For our wedding, the most thing I've dreamed about since I was little is having just all the people that are so close to us and love and support us all through our life. I have family in all 4 corners of the country, and I've just dreamed of having all my aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents all in one room, and to support us and see us at the church saying those vows, just to see all those people that love us and support us in the joining of our 2 families.
I'm looking forward to that big smile on her face when she's in her gown and she's walking down the aisle, and the future together. I think that's what I'm looking forward to, even though it scares me like heck. But when I see that smile coming down the aisle and her dressed up and be my future wife, and that's what I look forward to. That's what kind of calms my nerves a little bit. So
I'm just excited to see what life has in store for us. I know that whatever I'm doing with Kyle, that he will make the journey interesting, and you know, he's such a hard worker, but he supports me to go for my dreams and really encourages me in that. So just to see what we have in store, and hopefully we're blessed with a family, and I know he's going to be a great dad. I just am excited about starting our own little family.
Unlike marriage doesn't scare me a lot. I'm looking forward to children together. I'm looking forward to starting a family. We have the foundation of building a house together, the relationship with friends and family, and there's no doubt in my mind that, you know, I can't wait to start a family with her. That's what I'm looking forward to. She's in school right now. She'll be a nurse practitioner. I have a steady job right now, but as far as I have the kids in the yard, take them to t-ball games and practices and dance recitals, stuff like that. I mean, I look forward to it like no other. I mean, having children with her, I know she's going to be the best mom that anybody could ask. So I'm looking really forward to that. So.
And it's my privilege to introduce to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Kyle Warner. You may now kiss the bride.